Do you guys want to see what my biggest enemy is right now that is really just going through and demolishing my garden? Can you see that guy in there? Yeah, I have these grasshoppers everywhere. They usually hit me on my head. Oh, there's two. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I disturbing you? You want your privacy back? Wow. All right, so you're gonna make more babies that are just gonna be going through here, just eating my plants, huh? Good morning, family. Do you see that beauty right there? I am so proud of myself and so happy. This is the first year that I have been able to grow sunflowers, not just to this height, but to actually have them open fully and be there for days for me to view. Usually every time they get to probably this guy's height right here, the squirrels come in and they just eat the heads off of all of them. This beauty right here opened up about 4 or 5 days ago, and it's still standing. It is beautiful. It's about maybe 5'9". I'm 5'7.5", and it's a little bit taller than I am. But not only do I have this beauty right here, but I have more of them coming in. Let's go around to the other side and take a look. Look at these beauties. Never get to record them. Usually in the morning. It's before the sun is actually all the way up, so they're not open. They close up like this guy here until the sun comes around. Once the sun is up, they open and they are just so beautiful. Can't remember the name right now. I will put it in the caption below. But they are beautiful, they are drought tolerant, and they can be used as a ground cover. So I'm over here on the back side of this beauty right here, and like I said, I am so happy. I am so thrilled. Look at that. Just gorgeous. I got this smaller one here is opening up. And I have more. I did plant 2 different types of sunflowers this year. I'm gonna have to go and get the packs and remember what I planted. But as you can see, the leaves on this one are a little different. It's a little darker and it's got that purple veining in there. But you can see a head forming down in there also. But they are just beautiful. Do have more hibiscus blooming out here. I think there's one on the other side over there also. Yep. Just gorgeous. That one is called Orange Sunset. Look at all of the Coreopsis. It is just gorgeous out here this morning. People used to ask me why I liked crepe myrtles, but I think crepe myrtles are just beautiful and the flowers look so delicate even though they're not. But the black diamond crepe myrtles, look at that color. It just reminds me of root beer. And when the sun hits it and it shines through there, oh my, it is just gorgeous. But the foliage itself is beautiful even when there are no flowers blooming on it. This one gets gorgeous purple flowers, and it's going to be a while before they come in. They usually come towards the end of summer and they last through the fall. But that color alone up against the greens and the yellows and the oranges out here is just beautiful. This is a view that I don't share with you guys too often, but this is what I see when I'm sitting back here on my yellow bench. I'm behind the bench right now, and I'm going over here to the bed that you guys saw me clean out at the beginning of the season. Well, I don't think I shared with you that this is where I planted all of the rose bushes that I've had just sitting in containers for quite some time. So they seem to be liking it back here. They've been blooming, and I have been harvesting some of their flowers because they are just gorgeous. But what I do have back here are the Dianthus. Look at that color. Do you guys see that? It is a deep, dark, beautiful fuchsia. Right next to it, I have a lighter fuchsia, and then the reds. Look at that Martha Washington geranium. That is just gorgeous. I do have more Coreopsis back here. And then on this side, I do have more pink, but I also have the variegated ones over here. So I have the pink variegated, and then this one is more of a, it's not actually red, it's kind of a cranberry. And look at that deep red on that one. That is just beautiful. Do you remember we were talking about the Cape Plumbago? Well, I let it grow out a bit because I wanted to show you guys its blooms. They are beautiful. Do you see all of this lavender blue? It's kind of a cross in between both of them. But look at that. And like I said, this will grow into a tree if I let it. It's got so much growth on it now. The Canna is starting to get some height back on it, but look at that sunlight going through that leaf. Oh, that is beautiful. I know a lot of people don't like reds and burgundies in their garden, but I love it. I think they are beautiful, and they add that perfect pop, that beautiful contrast against all of the different greens and pinks and yellows and oranges. But yeah, this guy is up here. Like I said before, he gets pretty tall. So I think he's about 6'4" right now. But do you see that light going through that leaf? Look at that. That is beautiful. And no, family, I do not use soundtracks. This is the actual sound in my garden. As you can see, the Canna over here that I separated from the other side is spreading nicely, and it's also adding that beautiful pop of color over here. Especially in the evening when the sun comes through the other side, it is just beautiful. I noticed my Mandevilla is starting to bloom. So we have lots of little buds on here. So pretty soon it's going to be covered with beautiful red blooms. See that color? Look at that light coming through the Canna. Oh, how gorgeous that is. So we come all the way around and end up back over there with another pop from the Black Diamond Crepe Myrtle there. And this little one here. This one would be about the size of that one, but the gophers came through here one year and wiped it out. Thankfully, it had already had set out runners, and this one popped up for me. Pink bower vine is also starting to bloom. Trying not to put you guys in that sunlight. But it is morning, and the sun is still on that side of the garden. Look at that light coming through there. Wow, that is gorgeous. And of course, Peyton is over here pushing out more blooms. Look at that beauty right there. So pretty. Look at the contrast between those two colors. That is just gorgeous. I've got zinnias popping up everywhere. I haven't planted zinnias in probably 2 years. They self-seed, and they just come back every year around this time. Every which way I turn this morning, the garden is just glowing. It is just beautiful. This is that time of year where everything just smells good, just looks good, and sounds good. I need to get over there and cut those hedges, but right now the bees are just enjoying all of those blooms. So I'm trying to let them go as long as I can. The only reason I cut the blooms back is because they form these little berries that look like bunches of purple grapes. They are not edible, but since I always have kids around, they think they're little grapes, and the kids tend to eat them. And one year, my daughter and 3 of my nieces all got sick when they were just little ones. They were 3 and 4 years old, and they were out here playing house, and they ate those berries, and they got really sick. I'm talking vomiting and everything. And so ever since then, I try to keep those hedges cut all the way back and not let them bloom. But I have no kids right now, so I'm letting them bloom, and I'm letting the bees enjoy all of those blooms. As you can see, the sugar baby watermelon is starting to climb. Everything in this bed is doing well. Of course, it's starting to heat up, so my cilantro is starting to go to seed. I keep cutting it back, but of course that doesn't solve everything. I haven't even checked to see if there's any cucumbers down there, but I do see a couple forming. So it's going to be one here. Oh yeah, there's going to be quite a bit of them. And I do have 2 zucchini over here forming. And I do see a couple that I need to just take off of there because they didn't pollinate well, and they're going to start. Oh, nope, I said start. There's already a few roly-polies down there. So yeah, I'm going to have to come back and get that. I also dusted these with the DE just to keep that roly-poly population down. I dusted all of the greens with DE because baby grasshoppers are everywhere right now. They are destroying the garden. Still been battling with the spider mites on these eggplants, but they are starting to look a little bit better. I did prune this one pretty hard, and it's got beautiful new leaves growing on it. But like I said, every day it's a battle with the spider mites. The cantaloupe over here are starting to climb. I was waiting to get a little bit of length on this vine over here, and yesterday I was finally able to clip it up so that it can start trellising upward instead of just growing out across the path. I have been harvesting strawberries, and the funny thing is I did get got a couple of times by the squirrels because, as you can see, it's not fully ripe, and I want it to be really red when I come out and get them, but the squirrels don't care. They will take them as soon as they start to turn just a little bit of pink. They are right there snatching them up. Same thing with the collard greens. I had to dust them also because, like I said, I had little tiny grasshoppers just over here munching away on them. The sunshine runner beans are all the way up the trellis now, actually a little further than the trellis, so I'm going to go ahead and add the bamboo back up to the top because they have nothing to grasp onto. But I am totally loving these lime green leaves with all of these orange blooms, and they are blooming like crazy. There are blooms everywhere on this. Over here on the other side, these beans have made their way all the way up also. They are also pushing out blooms, and I do have small beans on here. So they are starting to push out some beans, but look what else is over here. Do you guys see this? Yeah, this is one of the sweet 100s. So one of the branches came through the trellis, and it's now growing over here on this side. The crazy part is the majority of the plant is still on the other side of the trellis. So yeah, this is the main branch over here. And yeah, it's doing really well. It actually has little tomatoes down in there. So I have tomatoes here. There's some also here. Like I said, you can see these beautiful blooms from the beans. And there's more bean pods hanging. Oh yeah, right in there. This honeydew melon is actually starting to trellis up also. So is the ambrosia. This is another sweet 100. It's stretching its legs. Uh-oh. Do you guys see that guy right there? You almost got away. Look at that. Yeah, you gotta go, bruh. Sorry. I'm gonna end up staking these guys also. These are the San Marzano. You can see they're pretty loaded down in there. See how you're doing also. Oh yeah, you've got a bunch under there too. So yeah, I'm gonna end up trellising you guys. There are a few tomatoes over here on this Brandywine tomato. So I have there. Let's see, there's one back there. Got one over there. And oh yeah, there's a couple down here also. This Thai basil is gorgeous. Got the Mexican tarragon. And let's see if I can even get to my little pepper under here. Oh yeah, we've got a little pepper growing on there. So this is the yellow zucchini. So hopefully, oh yeah, we're starting to get a few down there. Got another pepper plant over here that something just keeps digging it up, but it does have a pepper on it. This is the green tomatillos. They've got quite a bit of blooms on them. I got another pepper plant under here, and as you can see, it's got a pepper on it too. And this is a Roma tomato plant that is just growing wild like a bush, but there are quite a few tomatoes down in there. So let's see, how is my bean station doing? Well, you guys can see for yourself. They are doing wonderful. Look at that beautiful sunlight. And this is late morning. This isn't even early morning. It's just about 10 o'clock right now. All right, so let's check on those tomatoes that I made the huge mistake on. So as I said from the beginning, I didn't think this one was going to make it. And yeah, he's pretty much a goner. This one has made a beautiful comeback. It is greening up nicely. The same with this Sweet 100 over here. I think it's going to make it. And I don't know, I'm still up in the air with this one because I said I was going to cut these branches off and I didn't because I was like, why waste my time? I'm just going to toss it anyway. But you see what I see? Look at that. It pushed out a little green leaf. So I don't know if it's trying to hang in there or what, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to go ahead and cut off those dead branches and see if it, bounces back. All right, so I know I have a very small window before the neighbor's kids are up and out here. I think they are out of school already. So it's going to get pretty noisy. But let's take a look at just a couple of more things and then we will call it a day. I almost got attacked by a hummingbird. I didn't know it was over here. I'm so sorry, guys. Look at that beauty. I told you guys this lantana is definitely a winner. I know, I'm not trying to bother you. I'm really not. All right, so it's really bright over here, but I wanted to show you guys the asparagus beans that I planted last week. They are coming up. They were actually starting to sprout after just soaking them one night. I soaked them overnight. I wasn't ready to plant them, so I soaked a wet paper towel and just put it on top of them. And when I came back later to come plant them, yeah, they were already sprouting. I soaked some French horticulture beans and I sowed them over here. They are not coming up yet, so gonna be hopeful and wait a few more days and see if they start to come up. Yeah, it's really bright over here. But these mixed summer melons are doing well. Like I said, I don't know what is what because it just said mixed summer melons. So I won't know what I'm getting until they actually start to fruit. I know, look at that. As beautiful as you are, I'm sorry, I do not like you. And I do not want you in my garden. Shoo, thank you. All right, guys, I've got some errands to run, and then I will be back out here working in the garden. Once it starts to cool down a bit, we are back up in the mid to high 80s again. And I'm loving it. But at the same time, it's making it a little harder for me to be able to just come out here and work in the garden in the middle of the day. Because like I said, I do love it. It is beautiful. It's nice and warm. But with the sun beating down on you, and this is a dry heat, there's little to no moisture in the air out here. It makes it really hard to work in the middle of the day. But I'm going to end this video and I will see you all in the next video. Until then, you guys, please stay blessed, bless one another, pray for one another. Say hi down below. That's the only way I'm going to know you were here. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't joined the family yet, just hit that subscribe button. It is free. It doesn't cost you anything. And I will see you all really soon.